Hey everyone, you're welcome to my channel. If you're here for the first time, my name is Sam, and thanks for being here. So today I'll be sharing something I've been working on behind the scenes for a while now. So I've put together a challenge. It's not just for myself, but for anyone who is looking to build real hands-on DevOps skills. So because it's focused and it's structured. So it's called 100 Days of DevOps. So it's designed for people who want to build hands-on skills, who want to learn by doing. So we start from the basic and then we take it up step by step. And each particular step will build on the knowledge that we've had from the previous steps that we've taken. So it's like I said, it's not just for myself because I'm not exactly new to DevOps. Like I said in my first video, I've been doing DevOps for over 7 months, so I understand some concepts already. But at the same time, it's good to have a solid knowledge to solidify those things that we've understood. You understand? So yeah, so it's going to evolve, or it's going to be layered. It's going to be layered in 7 stages or in 7 phases. So I'm just going to run through all the phases to explain what each phase is about and how or what we stand to gain from each particular phase. So for the phase one is core foundation. Yes, the basics aren't optional. The basics are fundamental. It is something that everyone has to have. So we'll get hands-on with Linux because Linux is the basis for everything. If you're a DevOps engineer, if you're a system admin, if you're a cloud engineer, you're going to be working mostly with Linux. So we'll work from the terminal, navigate files, alright, scripting, because one of the pillars of DevOps is automation. So, and there are so many tools that can be used to achieve this automation that we're talking about. So example is scripting like Bash, Python, and a few others. So we'll go into scripting. We'll also understand networking basics. So because networking is also very, very important, it's one of the core things that you need to know as a DevOps engineer, as a cloud engineer. So we'll go through basics like ports, go through DNS, go through SSH, firewalls, and the rest. So we'll work with Git. Git is a version control system, and we'll work with GitHub. So GitHub is like a repository where you host, where you put your code, where you host your code. Yes, so and then one of the things as a DevOps engineer that you need to be good at is writing YAML scripts. Writing YAML files, because most of the tools we're actually going to learn in this journey, most of them are written in YAML syntax. So like your GitHub actions is written in YAML, your Ansible configurations, Ansible files are written in YAML, your Kubernetes deployment service files are also written in YAML. So just to name a few, so YAML is a non-negotiable. As a DevOps engineer, you need to be good with YAML. So as a DevOps engineer, you also need to an extent, have basic knowledge of programming language, preferably Python, because I think from my little understanding, it's the most versatile. So we're going to be doing a little bit of Python scripting. So that will be all for phase 1. And this is supposed to last for about 20 to 21 days. That was about 3 weeks. So we'll move to the second phase, which is containers and CI/CD. So modern DevOps starts with containers and automation. So we learn how to package and run applications using tools like Docker. We'll then take it further to integrate, where you have so many applications you need to, or too many services you need to run at a time, and then we can use Docker Compose for orchestration when you want to manage multi-service application. So once you understand how the applications work, they will automate everything. You guys will automate everything: the build, the testing phase, the deployment phase, and that's we are going to use CI/CD tools like GitHub Actions and Jenkins to do that. So it's going to be a fun phase because we are going to get our hands dirty with a whole lot of things. So next we'll move to the phase 3. Yes, you can't do DevOps without understanding cloud. So in this phase, there are 3 major cloud providers. We have the AWS, we have Azure, we have GCP. Then we can also now talk about Oracle Cloud and the rest. So for this particular challenge, I'm going to be picking AWS. So if you're going to be joining me in this challenge and you have an idea of Azure and you want to use Azure, or you have an idea of GCP and you want to use GCP, please feel free to go ahead and use GCP. It's understanding the concept. Once you understand the concept, you can apply it into different cloud platforms. So for me, I'm going to be using AWS, and we're going to learn the basics of AWS. We'll create and work with EC2 instance, S3 buckets, we'll create IAM, VPC networking, and we're just going to do all of that, EKS, CloudWatch, and we'll basically explore the AWS space to get familiar and conversant with it. So next phase, now once we understand cloud, we'll stop clicking things, basically, because one of the core principles of DevOps is to get things rolling without having to click through. So we'll stop clicking things, we'll start automating it. And that is where infrastructure as code comes in. So we are going to be looking at Terraform and Ansible basically in this session. So with Terraform, we'll write infrastructure as code to provision everything that we've learned in the previous session, which is the cloud session. So write Terraform codes to provision EC2 instance, S3, VPCs, IAM, and we are going to do that from scripting. We're not going to click. So then we'll bring in Ansible also to configure servers after deployment. You can use Ansible to set up your Nginx server, and you can do a whole lot of things. Basically, we are going to be automating things without having to click them. So that will move to the next phase, which is container orchestration. So deploying apps at scale starts from this place. This is where the juice is. Yes, so once we understand containerization, or we've containerized our app and we have built our infra, it's time to orchestrate. Yes, we'll begin by setting up local. We'll go local, then before we can now go to setting up Kubernetes in the cloud. So we will start by using Minikube or Kind, that's Kubernetes in Docker. Then we'll progress to using EKS. So we're going to cover pods, we'll cover deployment, we'll cover service, we'll cover ingress, secrets, config map, and we can even go into Helm chart, Arrowbank, and volume if time permits. So we'll be hosting on EKS. That's where we go advanced. So we are going to do a whole lot of things here, and hopefully we'll have fun in this particular phase. So once that is done, we'll move to the next phase. You are not a complete DevOps engineer if you cannot monitor your application. Monitoring, logging, security is one of the things that are non-negotiable as a DevOps engineer, as a cloud engineer, because monitoring gathers all the metrics and then it shows us, so we can be able to visibly view or see what is going on with our system. So once we have things running, we monitor them, we secure them. So we work with tools like Prometheus, we work with Grafana, we work with Loki, we work with ALK. So Prometheus, we use that to collect metrics. For Grafana, we use that to visualize them. Then we can use Loki and other logging tools to for logging purposes. Yes, so we scan Docker images for vulnerability. We're going to integrate SOAPs, Vault for secret management, and hopefully we have a nice time in this phase. And then the last phase is going to be our capstone project. So once we are done with everything we have learned, there's no point learning stuffs and going through everything if we are not going to apply it into a capstone project. So we are going to build a capstone project. For now I have not decided what that is going to be, but it's going to be something that it will be interesting, and it will integrate everything that we've learned from day one to the very last day. So that's an overview of what this challenge is going to be. So I invite you to actually join me in going through this challenge. You can follow along. I would try as much as possible to update on a daily basis. So you can subscribe to my channel. You can turn on the notification bell so that when I post, you get notified immediately. And from your own end, you can do your personal studies also. So you can decide to go beyond the scope. This is like a roadmap, like a framework of what I intend to do. So you can decide to push yourself beyond, and then you can share it on your social media platforms. You can share it on LinkedIn. You can share it on TikTok. So I'm going to be dropping my social media handles in the description. So you can follow me. When you share, you tag me, then I can comment, I can repost. So we just give ourselves visibility out there, and hopefully we have a nice time while doing this challenge. So yeah, that's it from me. The challenge is going to start on Monday. Kick off on Monday, and we'll see where that takes us. So yes, that's all from me, Sam. Cheers.